Remember when you were young and you wanted to grow up to be a superhero, or a doctor, or a pro athlete? Well, when I was young, I wanted to be either a dentist or an NFL football player. That idea of mine quickly changed after growing up watching my dad.
I think one of the first things I noticed about Blake was when he was 8 years old and he had a baby brother. He would get up in the mornings and get Robbie out of bed, change his diaper, and give him a bottle. And I didn't instruct him to do that. He just did that. And so I just saw him as a very nurturing and loving person. And of course, as he got into his adulthood, his love for babies, I guess, carried over in that way.
I would say the hardest time in our marriage was about 12 years ago. We had just moved from one job to another, from one town to another. We just had our fourth baby, and we were decided to build a house. So Dad decided to general contract the house himself and do most of the work himself so that we could afford it. And during that season, so I had 4 little kids that I was home with and taking care of. Dad was working 2 or 3 different jobs. He was working at a church, and he was selling insurance, and he was delivering papers early in the morning, and he was then late at night working on this house. So after he'd get off his other jobs, he would go and build on the house, and then days off he would build on the house. And it was just, he worked so hard to make things work for him.
This is my room. It may look like every other room, but it's not. Almost everything in here has been influenced or inspired by my dad in some type of way. Firstly is my guitar. At a very early age, I could remember my dad singing and playing the guitar for us kids, and I was always fascinated with this sound and the joy it brought to everyone listening. This has encouraged me to learn, and it has become one of my favorite things to do in this life. Second is my computer setup. I have always loved his creativity in making awesome offices and computer setups. This has led me to always want to top my dad and have a nicer setup. But comparing the two, it looks like I'm a long way to beating his magnificent setup. Finally, my love for shoes started as early as I can remember. Every single Christmas, my dad would get multiple pairs. And me, wanting to be just like my dad, I would often copy him and get as many as I could too. My passion for soccer would never be where it is today if it wasn't for his passion for the game. He's a student of the game and loves watching and learning different techniques. His love for soccer has drastically influenced my love for the game as well. Not only have I been able to see him love my mom for 17 years that I have been alive, but I have seen him treat his daughter like a princess, not just in the gifts he gives, but the love he shares. Seeing this has led me to be a better person in everyday life, but also in the relationships I have had. He has visited places such as El Salvador, Guatemala, Rwanda, and Mexico. I just hope someday I'll be able to grow up and touch as many lives as my dad has. I hope someday I'll be able to be just like my dad.